Alright, so last night I was doing some of my location domination challenges. And in particular, I was doing the one where you have to land at Dirty Docks and then place top 10. So obviously I was going to land at Dirty Docks and then play it pretty much casually until I made top 10, and then I was going to go all in. Little did I know that I would be joining a match of solos that had two people teaming and thus cheating. Okay, so I just wanted to prove here with some footage that I landed at Dirty Docks to try and do this challenge. Now, if we fast forward a bit, you can see that I successfully completed the challenge. There's now 6 people left, myself included. So I was going for the supply drop when I heard a rocket come spraying at me. So at this point, I decided to forget the supply drop. I was going to go back into my chopper because I love to troll people with this chopper. So you can see that this is a spark plug skin, and I hit him for some massive damage there. He tries to build up. I hit him again, and then he launches away, or at least he tries. There you go. He launches away, and for some reason, my helicopter blew up. So after he made his great escape there, I decided to push after him with my RPG. You can see that he's boxed up here. I'm trying to spray him open with the RPG, and then all of a sudden, to my left, bullets just start raining in, and you can see I get dinked pretty hard there. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, something's not right here. So there's this guy, the spark plug skin, right in front of me. You can see the audio-visual footsteps. And then there's this guy up on this hill, basically not shooting him and just spectating me. So he's just focused on me and draws my attention away. And meanwhile, spark plug skin launches away. And I tag him a few times there, but I was just thinking in my head, why didn't that guy on top of the hill spray him? He was wide open to get sprayed. But yet he focused all his attention towards me as if he was watching the battle unfold. And then he tries to launch away. I tag him a few times, and now I'm very skeptical. I'm very suspicious because this guy was like his lookout man. So this is where it all starts. Now if we fast forward a little bit more, I'm in a top 5 situation. The storm is right on my butt. I'm kind of low on health. I'm kind of low on shield. And I've got basically 4 people right in front of me. Now, I see 2 guys fighting directly here in front of me. I shoot them, and then this window opens up on this box. So I know there's a guy in that box. So I decide to push this guy in the box. Now, there's also a guy on my right in this weird fortress of solitude. So as I push this guy, I miss my rockets, I miss my shotgun shots. So I decided to reevaluate the situation. I build up here, again, focusing on this guy that was in the box, and I get lasered from the right. This guy's name was iCrank90DS. And he was basically camping here the whole match overlooking this spot. So there was nothing really too suspicious about that. That guy was just overlooking the battlefield. But you could see me look to the left and then look to the right because I felt he had a good line of sight on the guys farthest away from me, yet he never shot a bullet towards them. So that was weird. So I spectated the rest of the match, and the iCrank90DS guy won. It wasn't that impressive. The last few guys were not that good. It was basically a gimme win. After the match, he added me to a group along with another guy named Trey Bowles on YouTube, okay? And then he says, get a solo dub next time. So this, of course, irritated me because obviously I died to this guy. He was camping in his box. He was overlooking the battlefield, and he was only focused on me. So I responded with, nice job camping like a bot. And he said, at the end of the day, who got the solo dub? So then I queued up for the next game, and once again, I went Dirty Docks because I had to place top 10 again, landing at Dirty Docks. And then I got a message again from him, and this is what he said. You're in my solo game again, time to get clapped, WYA, which I assume meant where you at. And so I responded, can't wait to upload this. So I was hyped. I was going to run into this guy, I was going to cold cock him into oblivion, and I was going to get some awesome footage. But then as I was playing, I kept noticing his name in the kill feed as well as the guy's name that he added to the group. And again, that guy's name was Trey Bowles on YouTube. So I was very suspicious at this point. Both these guys just so happened to be in the same match. Now, if we fast forward here, this is where I die. I got absolutely destroyed by this guy. I don't know what happened. He minigunned me. I took some massive fall damage. Then he pushed me, and I just got absolutely lasered. There's not much I could have done there. I should have just been more aggressive. So I obviously died to this anonymous guy. I didn't die to the iCrank90s, nor did I die to his friend. I clearly died by this guy. So then I decided to just spectate this guy to see if any foul play was afoot between these other two that, again, just so happened to be in the same match. Now, as I'm spectating this guy, look who comes in. Mr. Sparkplug Holly himself, Trey Bowles on YouTube. So now I'm spectating him, so this is where it gets pretty awesome. And then I get a message from iCrank90s that says, imagine dying to Anonymous. So he must have been watching the kill feed and watched me bite the dust to that Anonymous guy. So I'm watching this Trey Bowles on YouTube guy, and I noticed that there's a guy in the background just overlooking the battlefield again. And he's doing all the dirty work right here in the epicenter of the gunfights. He was basically challenging two people at once. Meanwhile, like I said, there was a guy off in the distance just observing and occasionally shooting. So right here, it's a 1v1 with the guy in the background, and I see the bullets come in from outside. Isn't that particular? So basically, they double team this guy, and now it's a 1v1. So the last two people, of course, are the friends, Trey Bowles on YouTube and the iCrank90. So now they make it seem like they were actually not associated. They're going at it, and a little skirmish ensues because they're not just obviously going to let one or the other win. They want to see who really wants to get the dub here. So I don't really care who won at this point because now I was on to them. So as they were duking it out, I reported them for teaming in solos. But eventually this Trey Bowles on YouTube won the match. Okay, so here is the replay mode from the first match I showed you. So this is iCrank90s. He's the overlooker that always watches what's going on and basically is the call-out man and helper for this guy, Trey Bowles on YouTube. You can clearly see he's got a line of sight on this guy, and they're not shooting at each other. So he's basically looking and being the lookout man for Trey Bowles on YouTube. Look at this, clear line of sight. You can't tell me he didn't notice this guy hopping up and down while he was looking right at him on his right. I fast forwarded a little, and he literally watches him come right next to him, and then he builds this weird base. I've never seen anything like this. And it was connected by like one wall underneath. I totally should have shot it out. So again, he's going back to his role here of overlooking the whole battlefield. And I can't prove this, but I'm 99% sure they had headsets on communicating. So look at this. He's basically helping his buddy out. The Exodeath guy is above him. This guy, iCrank90s, is just spraying the guy above him. So unfortunately, his buddy actually died, so he didn't do his job very well. And then the rest of the match played out where iCrank90s won. So here's the replay mode of the second game, where I died to Anonymous. So here we go again. The same situation plays out. This iCrank90s guy, again, builds his way up and is basically overlooking the battlefield. You can see his buddy's on the bottom there. This Zim XYT guy is on top. And the iCrank90s guy never takes a shot at him. Instead, he's always shooting at the Zim guy and basically tries to clear the way for Trey Bowles on YouTube. So here's the 1v1 situation with Trey Bowles on YouTube down here. And you can see, again, that this iCrank90s is only spraying at Zim because he's defending his friend, he's watching his friend, and again, I think they're communicating via headsets. But look, they both double team him, and then he bites the dust. And here's where it's 1v1, and they basically go at each other. So the footage itself isn't all that convincing. But if you take into consideration that this guy added me to a group chat with the same guy, the Trey Bowles on YouTube, you can't tell me that's not suspicious. These guys are in the same game, 2 games in a row that I'm in with them, and magically, they're in the final top 10 both games. There's no doubt in my mind that these guys were communicating with each other. They joined the same solo match repeatedly, trying to get wins and helping each other out. So had they not added me to the same group chat, I probably wouldn't even have noticed. But once I saw their names together in this group chat, and then I started seeing them in the kill feed 3 games in a row, that is a red flag. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? Were these guys cheating? Was this just a big coincidence? I, for one, think they're 100% guilty, but let me know in the comments what you think. And remember, you can get banned for this. Do not team in solos. No matter how sneaky you think you are, you will eventually get caught and you will get banned. All right, I'm splicing in a little edit here because when I recorded this originally, he hadn't replied, but as you can see, I got a few responses. So he says, "Where's the footage, LOL? Nice vids, is that your son? Laughing my you-know-what off." And then he says, ugly as, well, he says, ugly, and then you can read that word right there. Then he claims, Trey Bowles is not my team, he was the person that kept running away. So I said, imagine cheating in a video game and then calling someone's kid ugly. And he said, where's proof? And I said, I hope you both get banned. And then look at this display. He says, hey, who added me? And this guy said, me. And I said, that's the worst acting display I have ever seen. And then he tries to claim that he watches my videos Why am I still mad over a solo dub? And then he asked if I was Jack or me. And then he left. So they tried to play this off like they didn't cheat, and then they denied it, and then they called my son Jack ugly. Can you believe the nerve on these guys? I hope you both get banned.